All right, I want to do a very quick video today walking you through one of my favorite bug bounty tips. I always recommend this for people that are just starting out, and that's finding API endpoints that a lot of people are not testing on because those endpoints are actually used for desktop applications. So let's hop over here to my computer. We're going to use Discord, the Discord desktop application to demonstrate this. So I'll go ahead and get the screens flipped here. Go ahead and open Burp. It's opening on another screen there. Should be here in just a second. There we go. Okay. I'll just do this on a temporary project here. Again, sounds complicated, but much easier to get set up once you actually see it done. So, okay, we've got Burp up here. I'm just going to set my scope. And again, we're going to be testing on Discord. So I'm going to set an advanced scope and I'm going to hit add and come down here to the host or IP range. So this can actually, this is a regex, or you can give a regex, and all we're going to do is a simple string regex here. So because I know that I'm testing Discord, I'm going to just type Discord here, hoping that the word Discord is going to be in some of these API endpoints. Now, this is just to cut out the noise. Obviously, if you loosen up the scope, you may see something that are coming through. So the best thing to do would be to do this testing on an isolated virtual machine or something where there's not a lot of other noise, where you can see domains that may not have that word Discord or anything in it, but this is a great place to start. So once you get everything I'm showing you up, go back, remove the scope, look through and see if you can identify other HTTP calls within their bug bounty scope to try and test on. And by the way, Discord has a phenomenal bug bounty program. You actually go to discord.com/security. They've got a bunch of information on it. They will never take legal action, right? So the best kind of safe harbor, all that type of stuff. They've got a program, I believe, on HackerOne. But yeah, they're super great to work with. I've submitted several different reports to them. Strongly recommend. So that's one of the reasons that I chose them here. But anyway, so we're going to set this as Discord. I'll hit OK. That would just set that. And that's fine. We'll come over here to the proxy. Now our proxy, we'll turn off intercept. Our proxy is only going to show us any calls that have a domain with the word Discord in it, with that string regex. So the next thing that we have to do is I'm actually going to go in and set configure Windows. Now this is Windows 11, but the process is the same on Windows 10 too, if you're still running that, I would imagine, on server and everything else. We're just going to run the whole operating system through a proxy on localhost on 8080. And it's much easier to do than you might think. You just come over here, you can just type proxy here, and one of the first things that will come up, proxy settings. Come down to manual proxy setup, hit setup, right? I've already got it configured. You probably won't have these populated here because you haven't done it, but you just turn the proxy server on, localhost, so 127.0.0.1 on port 8080 or whatever your Burp is configured to. Those are the default settings, but if you don't know, you can come into the settings. This is where you can modify that, and you can always say I want it on a different port, on a different IP, etc. That's totally fine. We're going to keep ours running on the traditional port. We'll hit save, and that's it. So now all of our HTTP calls, before they're going out to the internet, are being routed through Burp, and we're going to be able to record them and modify them and everything. So if I come over here and just do Discord, and we'll open it up, you'll see that we're already seeing some traffic come through to this API version 9 science. And this is a really fun endpoint that here you can't really see, but if I'll do this over here. If I kind of click around through to different things, you can see we're getting a ton of traffic over here. So this is usually what I do. I'll click around on the different desktop apps. We'll close them. We'll open them. Check out some different things. Try some functionality that you think people don't normally use to see what types of things will load. Remember that anything you're loading in a web browser is going to route through here. So that's what happened. I clicked on that help button and it opened this up, but we still saw a lot of traffic coming through there as well. So you may not be getting, if you're doing anything through the web, you may not be getting just traffic with the desktop application. But the purpose here is to find hidden endpoints that people are not traditionally testing on. These are phenomenal for IDORs, indirect object references. If you go look at anything that Insider PhD has done, go check out her videos. Maybe I'll try and throw a link somewhere, but she's got phenomenal content on testing APIs for IDORs, access control violations, fuzz for. As I'm looking at this endpoint here, I'm hoping that, if you look at the OWASP top 10, For APIs, one of the main ones up there is mass assignment. Do we have one individual endpoint that's doing multiple things? It certainly seems like that's the case if we come back and see all these different calls that are coming there with different parameters, right? So what are the other hidden parameters? What's the different functionality that I can get out there? Does it respond differently if different headers are going there, or different user agents? The user agent is especially interesting, because the user agent is going to be very different, typically coming from a desktop application, although it does depend on how they configure it. Right now that we've got this API, I want to come in and fuzz the endpoints to see if there's other endpoints I'm not hitting. Can I do different HTTP verbs? Can I do, if this one's accepting a post request, can I do a GET request? Can I do a PUT request? Is there any information that's being leaked back to us? Are they giving a larger object in the response that gives us insight into the parameter names on the server side and the objects that are stored in the database? All this is going through my mind, but essentially once you find these endpoints, and ideally you found one that other people haven't done a ton of testing on, you're going to use all the same testing methodology that you would use with any other API. Okay, so hopefully that tip was helpful. Let me know what you think of this new short form content. I'd love to know your thoughts. Also, don't forget, you can hire me and my team to come do your next SOC 2 penetration test. Right now, we got a pilot program going on, only $2,000. It does not matter how big your application is. So if you've got to get an annual SOC 2 audit and you want me and my team to do it, you want to get a great deal right now where we're getting the company off the ground, reach out, let me know. You can reach out at arsonsecurity.com. That's ARS0nsecurity.com. Hit that contact button on the top right-hand side. I can't wait to talk to you. Cheers.